All right. It does look like we are once again live. My internet finally came back up. Hello. Hello. Why am I getting no sound? Hello. Hello. There we go. It's this fucking StreamYard shit. But as I was saying, welcome everybody to another episode of Yankees Live to Chitty-Chatty Bang Bang. If you've never been here before, it's just a conversation for 1 hour between myself and my viewers. But you don't have to talk to me. You can feel free to talk amongst yourselves over in the live chat. It's a safe space where people with common interests can talk about common interests. If you want, you can also talk about things you disagree on. A little civil discourse never hurt anyone. It's always good to broaden your minds. You might change your own mind. You might change someone else's. If you've never changed your mind, you've never had an opinion worth having. As I said, you don't have to talk to me. You can feel free to talk amongst yourselves over there in the live chat. But if you do want to talk to me, that's why I'm here. So you can ask me questions, so you can suggest topics, and so you can call me out if you think I've done or said something wrong. You can even come in the live chat if you would like. And tell me how wrong I am. Believe me, I don't mind it. I relish it. I wish it happened every day, but it almost never happens because most people who really have fault with anything I say or do usually don't have the balls to say it to my face. I don't know if it's because they think they're wrong or am I just that scary? I don't think I'm scary. I think I'm a teddy bear, but a teddy bear that'll fucking knife you. But like I said, if you do want to talk to me, please put at the Yankee Marshal in front of all your questions or comments, just like it says right there in the feed. It's not hard to figure out. And I've never seen so many people that have trouble spelling the Yankee Marshal, but it happens. No spaces. There's no spaces in that. Learn how the at thing works. But even if I can figure it out, if I can figure out how to use pound signs and at symbols, everything everybody else can too. So if you want to talk to me, do that in front of your question or comment. But begin every question and comment directed at me with at the Yankee Marshal. I will try to answer all of them. It doesn't mean I can answer all of them because sometimes we get too many questions for me to answer in an hour. Other times we get a lot of super chats, which goes to fund the Pets and Vets program, and that takes more time because I try to give those more attention than I do just regular. I try to give them more in-depth answers. Actually, in other words, I just don't try to make up stuff for those ones. I try to actually look things up. So that sometimes prevents me from answering all the questions, but that don't happen very often that we get a lot of super chats or too many questions. I wish it happened every day, but it doesn't happen. What usually happens is that I get confused or distracted and ramble on about things that don't mean anything to anybody else but me and never really go anywhere or have a point. The stories that I tell. So that prevents me from answering all the questions. If you want your question answered, if you've got something you want to be heard or a question you want to ask, or if you just want to donate to the Pets and Vets Fund, you can do a super chat. Super chats get priority. Doesn't matter how much they are. $2, $200, they would get treated the same. They don't get favoritism because of amount. You can also get entries into the friend drawing via Super Chat if you would like. You just have to donate $4.99 or more, and you'll get an entry for every $4.99 you donate. Also, another way to get entries into the friend drawing or to be a friend of the channel is to go over to patreon.com/Yankee Marshal. Donate $5 or more a month. You'll get to be a friend for every $5 you enter. Or you donate, I should say. Also, if you want to get another entry, you can become a WAP member. WAP is the Wild Ass Posse. That's the channel members. They're the chat posse. As you can see, they are very special. They have little icons after their name, which, of course, means they're special, like Greg Wood right there and Earth A. they have those little icons that make you know that they are special people. And I don't mean the special type that has to wear a helmet to school. I mean, like special as in they did something special. I don't mean it in the sad way. But if you want to be a WAP member, you can go over and join. I don't know how. It's in the links of my videos. It's in the comments of my or in the description on my video pages. But I don't know how to do it. But if you get to be a WAP member, you get those icons. You also get a free super chat every month, just like Paul B just used and says, if pure silver bullets kill a werewolf, would silver alloy bullets wound or incapacitate the beast? It would depend on the silver content. Silver content's got to be high. So we would have to see. But like I said, those are the ways to get entries into the friend drawing. And Nick Feeney also did a super chat, which I'll just acknowledge now because he didn't say anything, but he did get an entry into the friend drawing. Maybe he'll say something here in a minute, in the regular chat that we can notice. If anybody sees it, tell me. And then at the beginning of every month, we draw a friend, and we do it on the 4th. That person gets to be the friend for the entire month. Not only that, but they get to spend a gift certificate worth up to $800 retail wherever they want to spend it. So there's a plus. Last week or this month's winner was JBH Hansen, who still has not contacted me to spend his gift certificate. So he needs to contact me. JBH Hansen. JBH Hansen. You need to contact me. With that being said, I'm going to go over here. I've already answered 2 of the super chats. Let me get to the 3rd one here, and then we'll get over to the regular questions, the freeloader questions, as I like to call them. I have the circuit judge. This is from Art Dunham. I should click on his. There we go. I want a judge now. Do you like the 3-inch barrel or the 2-inch Defender? I much prefer the Public Defender. It has a very small profile. You could conceal carry it if you wanted to. It's very solid, solid stainless steel little gun. I want another one. I regret that I sold the one I had, but I had to have that Korth. So those are freaking awesome. The Public Defender is the best. I like the Public Defender better than I do the Governor from Smith & Wesson. So I would definitely say that is a good choice for a gun. I can't express how much I like that little gun. Let me go over to the questions. People are talking about, do you think that's a lot of snow? No, I was taking that picture is to show how pretty the sun is shining off the mountain in the backyard. If I wanted to take a picture of how much snow we have, I'd have to have some reference. Like, I think the day I took that, there's probably only like a foot of snow on the ground. I took that a couple of days ago. Now we've had like another 8 inches, 10 inches. So there's close to 2 feet. Like the only place in our yard that's completely uncovered by trees is the lower backyard. And that's got probably, around 2 feet in it. At the time of that picture, the bottoms of the doors for the storage building, you can see how you can't really see the bottom part of the door. Well, the bottom of the door is a good foot off the ground because it's up off the ground and it has a ramp going up into it. So you can't even see the ramp. And the ramp at its highest point, I think, is like 10 inches. So there was only like a foot back there that day. But now we've had like, almost another foot. I had to plow the driveway again today and the road out front. And it took forever to plow that driveway today. The snow had built up and it was thick, heavy snow. Wasn't like drifty snow. So took forever to do that. Wore myself out, got soaked to the bone. But the little 4-wheeler just did it just fine. I'm like, that little thing is unkillable. That little 4Trax 300 I have. And that thing's old. It's like I forgot, I think it's a 92 or something like that or something. I forget what it is, but it's old. But where am I at? I got a super chat coming in over here from a girl. Everybody, a girl. Look, everyone, a girl. Of course, I think Tara might be here too. So there's probably 2 girls or women. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't call them girls. I know that's not PC nowadays. Just call them bitches. Katie Langford is here and says, Happy New Year, everybody. Make it a great one. For the pets and the vets, what is she suggesting that we should do to make this a great New Year's? Should we go down to the tracks and kill a hobo with a hammer? Something festive. Let's go back over here. No sound, no sound. Check your mic. I did. My friend finally got a court to evict squatters who have stayed in his Airbnb property for over 1 month past their checkout date. The squatters cost him $4,000. Yeah, squatters has been a problem lately. I saw something on the news the other day about squatters getting kicked out of a house, and they were being bitches about it too. They weren't being nice about it as they went. What did Bush or Reagan do to piss you off or change your party affiliation? It was Bush and Cheney that did it. Not the first, not Bush Sr. It was Bush W. Bush that made me change. I went to go to a political rally in Portland, Oregon. Even had my voter registration card, was a registered Republican. Went to go in, and they were asking every person who came and sat in the auditorium to sign a fealty pledge that you would not say anything disparaging, that you would not ask any questions that weren't approved, blah, 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 because they were going to do like a town hall kind of a thing, and that you could only ask approved questions and all this other stuff, and that you couldn't talk about certain subjects and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I ain't signing a fucking fealty pledge to a politician. He's not a fucking king. And then they said, well, then you can't come in, even though I had tickets and everything. Then they wouldn't let me in. So I went and changed my fucking political affiliation to independent. Let's just say a Antifa was in chat. What advice would you give them? Same for 3% people. Lighten up would be the first thing I'd say to all of them. You ain't that special. 3%ers, and especially the 3%ers. The 3%ers think they're special. The Antifas think they're going to change the world, and I hate to break it to them, they're not, and they're not. Calm down a little bit. The extremes never achieve much of anything other than make people hate them. So calm down a little bit. I got another super chat coming in here from Nick Feeney, I think that was the one that didn't say anything the first time. And he said, don't know what to say, but I want that Glock. Well, this isn't entering you for the Glock. Although it does enter you for a friend drawing, and which means you could choose a Glock. I would choose something nicer than the Glock if it was me, but you could choose a Glock, but for $800, you can get a nice Glock, I would say. It does register you for that. Clit in Seattle said, so maybe there's 3 women in here? I don't know. Random question. What kind of chair do you have? I want a really comfy chair. Well, then you probably don't want this one. I don't think it's all that comfortable. And I don't know what it is. It doesn't say on it anywhere what it is. I'll pull it out here where you can see it, but it's nothing fancy. It's a Costco special. All my chairs come from Costco. Every chair I owned, as far as chairs in here, come from Costco. But yeah, it ain't that comfy. I mean, it's all right. It's fine. There's not much padding in the ass. I would like a little more padding in the ass. Not so much pat my ass, a padding in the ass. I'd like a little more padding in my ass too. I used to have more. But I wouldn't mind someone patting my ass every now and then. But it's not the most comfortable chair in the world, but it's not the worst one I've ever had either, by far. I had one of those fancy ones, they're like the mesh that I paid more for than any chair I think I've ever owned. And they're that mesh, and they're supposed to be perfectly supportive, and that thing was horrible. Karen Woodson. Oh no, another woman. Oh, Yankee, you're being invaded by the female persuasion. Yeah, there's a whole lot of estrogen in here today. I'm afraid my boobs might start leaking, might start lactating. I hope not. It's so embarrassing. Okay, I caught up with the super chats. Told company to produce certification of e-signature. Haven't heard back. Should I file in small claims court if they wreck my credit? Would stop me from buying a house. Well, yeah. If they report something to your credits that's unfair, can contact the I forget the name of the company that handles claims like that, but there's a federal agency that handles that shit. What tool is required to strengthen rhino barrel shroud? Strengthen rhino barrel shroud. You mean tighten down the barrel? Well, it would be a castle nut, a castle wrench, I guess they call them. I have them. I don't know what they're called. Let me see if I've got one sitting around here. Is this one? No, that's not one. What the fuck? Oh, that's my choke thing. I thought I had one in here. I know I have them. I've got, oh, good Lord, a bunch of Q-tips everywhere. Why won't this come out all the way? Here we go. Aha, here's one. You need one of these. Hope that answered your question. I think they're called a castle nut wrench, aren't they? If I'm not mistaken. Okay, let me see here. I think I got some other super chats I got to deal with. Free ride hell driver CHF donated and says, my brother Florian is a big fan of you, Mr. Marshall. Could you quickly say hi to Florian? I'll say hi once he changes that first name. I mean, I know I can't really fault him for it because that's your parents' fault, unless he changed it to Florian. In that case, no, I'm not going to say hi to him. That's weird. But I guess he is a fan of mine. But that shows he's special if he's a fan of mine. And I don't mean special like the chat member specials. I mean like the helmet on the school bus kind of special, probably, if he's a big fan of this channel. But I guess I'll say hello. Does he understand English? Or do I have to like pantomime it or something? Wheel him up to the monitor and I'll say hello. Storm and Norman Gunworks donated to the Pets and Vets Fund and says, I made a 375 Raptor and 17 WSM rifle, both in Joker colors. Oh, I'll send it to you after the new year for a review for the Pets and Vets with ease. I don't know, for the Pets and Vets with ease. Where are we at? What are your thoughts on the Kel-Tex and High Points? Buying a SIG 556 with my tax return. Tax return? Man, that must be nice. Think I'll limit myself to 5K next year on guns. My wish list has gotten dangerously small. Mine too. Mine's very small. There's like 2 or 3 things on it. Unless I really sit down and think about like rando outside the box kind of things. But generally, there's not a whole lot I'm dying to have right now. I mean, there's not a lot I'm missing. I'm covered for most things. I might have to buy some more long guns. I don't know. I'm not really wanting more long guns, but meh. Fuck is a tax return? Yeah, a refund is what I mean. I don't know what a fucking refund is. I haven't had a refund from Security Alert. Oh, I guess Vincenzo signed in to TYM Pistol Project. It always sends me a alert when he signs in over there. Oh, where are we at? I've answered all the super chats. I advised my friend to replace his rental property door locks with key card locks that he can remotely deactivate. He said Airbnb will not allow that. Airbnb sucks ass. Yeah, if Airbnb doesn't allow you to protect your property, then fuck Airbnb. I'm not a big fan of Airbnb anyway, but I've never used them and never will. I don't like that whole not enough quality control on what's done between the people who stayed in the room before you and after. They might just go in and straighten the sheets for you. I'm just like, Tim Allen says, I'm saying he says, this is his claim. I'm not saying this is actual fact. He said, I ordered and have received a 1791 holster for my not a Glock 23 And good grief, that thing is tight. Nicely made, though. Yes, they're very tight. Mine is now working fine with my 360 PD, but I had to leave the gun sitting in the holster for like 4 days before it really started loosening up. And, taking it out and putting it back in a few times every day. But yeah, the 1791 holsters are really good and tight. Did he do 2 super? Why is he showing twice over there? I don't know why he's showing tight twice. I only see 1 super chat from him, but for some reason over here on the list, there's 2 identical. I don't know what's going on. I think it's fucking up. Let me get something to drink. I'll be right back. Yeah. I see a super chat pop up. I'll be back. Hold on. I'm just going right here. Open up refrigerator. I got to lean down and reach in there until I find one. There's one. It's the only place left in the house that has lemonade. There's no lemonade in the house. I'm leaving them out here because I don't want my sons drinking them. We're running low on sodas. I'm going to have to go down to town tomorrow. I'm going to have to. I ain't got any other options. But luckily, I've got everything plowed, so we will make it. Where was I? I think I saw a super chat come in from Dale Rickety. There it is. I need more revolvers, but I keep buying semi-autos. What the fuck is wrong with me? You want the short list or the long list? That is all. I'm sure that's not the only thing wrong with you. Some people just don't know what's best for them. It's like crack. People keep going back to it. Semi-autos are kind of like crack. Of course, you really don't know a good high till you get a good revolver. You think you've been doing, high-end cocaine your whole life because you're buying semi-autos, when really you find out you've just been snorting bath salts after you find what a real gun's like. Do they use salt for the roads in Washington out there? What about Oregon? They had said that they might start, but I don't think they ever did. I don't know. Where am I at? Got another super chat coming in here real quick. Totally not a werewolf. Thank God he's totally not a werewolf. On Christmas Day, my daughter, who is a vet, told my grandma to stop feeding her 12-year-old bulldog prime rib and turkey. I said, keep it up. The dog is 12. Yeah, if it's 12, let it have whatever the fuck it wants. It's like I was in the vet one time and a woman brought her little dog in. It was like a little poodle chihuahua mix looking thing or something. One of those tiny little purse dogs. And the thing was 16 years old, I think. It was either 16 or 17. It was an ungodly old age. And they asked her what kind of food she fed it. And she said, well, whatever I make me for dinner, he has for dinner. And they're like, oh, that's not good for him. And I'm like, he's 17 fucking years old. It obviously ain't that bad for him. And he's here at the vet for a checkup. So I wouldn't say it's too bad. That's like telling someone, you're 95. You need to quit that smoking and drinking. Smoke and drink all the fuck you want. You're 95 years old. Fucking do 8 balls if you want. Do meth every day. You need a little crack to get out of bed, If you need a bottle of Jack to go to sleep, Do what you want. You're 95 years old. When I'm 95, I'm going to be doing drugs every day. Not just the ones I have to use to keep my organs working. I'm talking about fun drugs. I'll be doing ecstasy like every day. Top 5 cereals. Number 1 is Honeycomb or Captain Crunch, all berries, right? No, I don't like Captain Crunch, period. I don't like any peanut buttery flavored cereals or anything like that. So I'm going to say top 5 would be Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, Corn Pops, Honeycombs, And then it's a tie between the Sugar Bear Honey Crisps, not the ones with the frogs, the one with the Sugar Bear, and Cocoa Rice Krispies. It's a tie between those. Although the Cocoa Rice Krispies lately have been bad. They've been like really crunchy, like little hard bits in them that didn't used to be there, and it just happened like within the last year or two. So not thrilled with those right now. So I'm going to give it to the Sugar Bear. Got another super chat coming in over here. That's from Felice Shanice. Felice Shanice. It's a weird name. P&V, also, St. Florian is the patron saint of firefighters. The crest of the fire equipment is the Florian Cross. So, I'm sure there's some patron saint out there of something named, Billy McQueerbo or something, but don't want to be named after him. Let's see. It's like St. Francis. Do you want me to name Francis? No. Where am I at? I answered that question, didn't I? Yes, I did answer all of those, so I can go back over here. I never met. Oh, wait, he's wrong. I read that wrong. I've met many people who finish their military service and return home. Then they can't find a job that pays as much as their lowest paid year in the military. Well, they just can't find jobs, period. A lot of people go in the military and they don't choose MOSs that will actually benefit them in their civilian life. I also like frosted mini wheats. So I remember when I was a kid, it was just a great big block of wheat that you put in a bowl, put cereal, and put milk and sugar on. But the frosted mini wheats, I really do like. Best 3-inch 5 or 6 shot 357 Magnum, King Cobra 3-inch or Ruger SP 101. Neither. I'd say probably the Model 19 Carry Comp from Smith & Wesson. Does silver need to enter the bloodstream of a werewolf, or is it mere contact? You have to break the skin barrier. It has to meet blood. It doesn't have to like sever an artery or anything, but it does have to. You have to draw blood. Tone Capone, everyone's favorite dead Pomeranian. Any word on SHOT Show and if it's still going to happen this year? From what I hear so far, it's happening. My biggest fear is we're going to have to wear masks, but I'm waiting like another day or two, and then I'm going to make myself reservations, airline reservations, and hotel reservations. We'll see what happens. I got the free chat says grape nuts. Bleh. Yeah, I don't like grape nuts. Who likes grape nuts? Grape nuts is just like someday someone went, you know what would be good if we put milk on aquarium gravel? John Poloni Jr., or John Baloney Jr., as I like to say, said, just cataloging all my ARs and bolt rifles. Impossible for me to keep track of all the sight in zeros and such. For the P's and V's. Yeah, it's something to do though. It's a give you a reason to go to the range. Clit in Seattle says pretty soon you'll be able to have an all-female chat hour. Oh my God. I'd never get a word in. I don't know if I want to do that. And who wants to have a chat where they're wrong about everything? I've thrown as many female stereotypes, negative female stereotypes as I can into the sentence there. I've talked to college students who tell me they won't move away from their hometown no matter what. So I say, "Are you in the medical field?" They say no, and I say, "Good luck." Yeah, exactly. If they're like in medical school, well, then yeah, their hometown probably wants them, especially if they're from a small hometown. But if they're anything else, what the fuck they going to do? Like if someone studies electrical engineering in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the chance of getting a decent paying job is very small. Oops, my pat chat jumped to the top. Hold on, let me find my way back up. Oh. In your opinion, should the majority of enlisted military personnel have children within their first 4 years of service, given how little they earn? Or if they can take care of them, I don't mind who has children. The only bad thing about being an enlisted military personnel and having children is you realize you're going to leave those children a lot of the time. And that's sometimes not nice, not good for the children. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's going to, as long as they have a parent that stays with them constantly and they understand why their other parent does what they do, that they'll be fine. But it is something to consider. The Nominal Snowman says, was reading a forum about the SIG 556. Mac was going on in the forum about how SIG was so stupid to use an aluminum lower in the 550 556s. What the fuck? Tim doesn't like SIG because SIG doesn't pay him money. So when he was doing his gaunt thing and they would not pay him, he threw a fit and started slamming SIGs left and right. A lot of gun channels do that. If they personally don't like a gun or a company, they will create situations where they can degrade the guns. Not sure what can be done, but myself and several others aren't getting notifications lately. Yes, I checked on all the bells. It's all, I don't know. You have to do it on my page. You can't just do it on your page. You can't go to your page and say, activate alerts. You have to go to my page and say, receive alerts from this channel. They're already fucking with gun channels really bad. They're like shadow banning most gun channels from making any money, which doesn't really bother me because my videos don't really make money anyway, especially not since I went to the new format because they get way fewer views. I don't even get half the views I used to get with the new format. But that's mainly because they also stopped promoting my videos. 3% crowd are the most angry, miserable people I've ever met. Amazed we don't have more snapped people. Well, they're angry and miserable, but they really aren't in a position to do much. They don't hold a lot of political or social clout. They're usually borderline outcasts from society. So the worst they can do is go on like a small shooting spree or something. But here's another thing about most of them. Most of them are cowards and have the conviction of of an old cat. They don't really stick to anything. Thanks for the comments. I cannot see signing a fealty pledge like that, and sorry to lose you from the R side. Yeah, we need more independence. I think a lot of the resistance to defunding the police is coming from sheep who don't feel comfortable owning and carrying guns to protect themselves. Well, yeah, if most people were able to protect their own properties and their own persons, they wouldn't need police as often. Because here's the thing, if a lot of people knew, like, hey, if I set up a tent in someone's yard, I'm going to get shot, they wouldn't be setting up tents in people's yard and have to have police come clear them out. So, I mean, there's a lot of that. But, I mean, the police need to be there to serve the purpose they're supposed to serve, to maintaining the peace and enforcing the laws. Or actually, they don't enforce the laws. They round up the people who break the law, and the courts enforce the laws. But the things they do nowadays, playing, sheepdog to every citizen, and I don't mean just in protecting them, because they don't protect them. They basically control them. That's all they are, is an occupying force. And then the other stuff they have to do, like mental health and all that other garbage, they shouldn't be doing that. They're not qualified for that. I went to college for 6 years. Right now, I'm not qualified to intervene in mental health situations. I'm too rusty. I'm too out of the game. A police officer who has a high school degree and 6 months of police academy is not qualified to intervene in mental health situations, period. So, best desk chair I've ever had is a DX Racer chair. I've had mine for 10 years and it's still just as comfortable as it was new. It gets heavy use as well. You're saying you got a big fat ass? Big fat ass. This big fat ass. I think I would rather have a Ruger EC9S than a Keltec or a Hype in that price range. The EC9S is a little more expensive. Not much more. A little more. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Speaking on political parties, in your opinion, what party has overwhelming amount of manginas? I don't think either political party holds any uh, monopoly on easily offended people. Let's just say that. I do notice that most of the boycotts and stuff I see come from the right. You know, churches always telling people what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Because look at all the like fights at uh, school meetings and stuff. It's not liberals, it's conservatives. So they love to be heard. Liberals are more sneaky, cancel you on the internet kind of offended. Company gave me $75 gift card. Should I buy a lower or down payment on one of those Rock Island revolvers? Ooh, that's a tough question. That is tough. I don't know. I think maybe in today's environment, there's not a lot of threat on ARs right now, but you could try the Rock Island revolver because then you can tell me how good it is. In the U.S., we have the largest educated underclass that has ever existed in our nation's history. This is where much of the push to erase student loan debt is coming from. Well, yeah. It used to be also, though, if you graduated high school, you were pretty much guaranteed a job, a decent blue-collar job. And if you graduated high school, or excuse me, college, you were guaranteed a high-level job. You know, you were going to be a CEO somewhere or a vice president somewhere, or at least an engineer or something. Nowadays, graduating high school don't guarantee you shit. Getting out of college doesn't guarantee you shit either, unless you're in a specific field. So nowadays, there's just lots of educated people with nothing to do. Opinions on charter arm revolvers. Not a big fan. I just don't like the way they build them. And I don't like the way they sandwich that aluminum trigger guard and stuff in between the other two pieces. It looks like a revolver sandwich. And it's like some people sat down and said, hey, you know what? We want to make a revolver, but we have to figure out a way to do it without having any of the tools that we would actually need to make a revolver. And that's what they came up with. So it said, how is the GoFundMe going? Actually, let's go over and look because I think it's going pretty well. In fact, I think we may have hit $17,000 and we've still got till noon tomorrow because I told everyone in my video today that it can go till noon tomorrow because that still gives me plenty of time to get this together before the chat. We've got like $900 almost in PayPal. And then over on Fur Friends, we've raised, before they take their cutout, a little over $12,000. Then they'll take $600 of that out, which that $900 over on PayPal makes up for. And then when you put in the $5,189 we already had, that puts us over $17,000. Once I get all of it, GoFundMe, I don't like the way they do it. They send you a payment daily, and you never know like what's cleared and what hasn't, and how much have you actually earned off of it, and it's just how much is still coming. It's a pain. But Yeah, 12,300 before their percentage, and we had 5,000 already, so we're at 17,000. Probably going to approach 17,500 before we're done, I would say. So we're doing really well. I can't complain too much. I'm even not sure I should even do a a push for donations tomorrow or not for the last 6 hours. Because it's just like, we've already met our goal and then some. So, but then again, it could help another animal. Maybe a new Tavor for the long gun rack. I mean, for me, I'm not a huge Tavor fan, to be honest. I mean, I know everyone, Military Arms Channel got everybody on the Tavors, but you got to remember they also brought him over, paid for his all expense ticket to come over, uh, and toured to the factory, and probably gave him monetary compensation in other ways. I've just never been that big a fan of him. Robert Kennedy says, if you oversleep and F this up, hell to pay, Mr. Marshall. Oversleep and mess what up? I don't know. I don't oversleep. Is that why you hate on Keltec? No, I hate on Keltec because they're pieces of shit. They are absolute garbage guns. I mean, poorly made, nice designs, some of the guns, but poorly made, just disgusting little pieces of shit. Even I am still fairly friendly with a guy who was part of Keltec when they first started off, when they switched over from, being aerospace guys to gun guys using the old worn out equipment from the aerospace industry. And even he says, yeah, we know they're pieces of shit. He said, we know these things. He said, the last thing you should do is shoot them. And he said, and we know that the vast majority of people willing to buy a gun that's this big a piece of shit aren't going to shoot it more than once or twice. And then they're going to throw it in a drawer. And those guns should be okay. He said, but if anyone's going to shoot it regularly, it's going to fall apart and we're going to have to replace it. He said, but we can replace it 3 times before we actually lose money on it. So he said, usually people only get it fixed twice and then they'll sell it off. So they still make a profit. You're legally, morally, emotionally, and contractually obligated to go longer tonight since you were so late. I was 5 minutes late. Well, wait, 5 minutes late? No, I guess I might have been closer to 10 minutes late, mightn't I? I usually go till it hits an hour on my thing. I don't even pay attention to the time unless there's someone following me. I usually look at my timer here, and right now I'm at 43 minutes. We're at 43 minutes, 270 people. And I got nowhere to go. I'm snowed in. So, I mean, I'm not snowed in. I can get out. I've got the driveway plowed enough. I wouldn't be taking my Mustang anywhere. Well, I'd be taking it to the ditch if I took it anywhere. But the truck will go wherever. That truck goes anywhere. My slaps, especially if I had to slap. I've never had to put chains on the front of it yet. I've driven up this hill almost solid slush and snow and ice and made it every time. Slipped a little, but made it. I've never yet had to break the chains out and put it on it. If I had to, I would, but I ain't had to. I got a WAP chat from Alan G. I've had several 2A conversations with people in here in Florida due to wearing the kitten with a gun t-shirt I got via your site. Thank you. Well, good. That's what shirts like that should do. They should start conversations. Robert Kennedy also says the Yankee Marshal leads the way with a level of charity unmatched from what I've seen on the tube. All the way Yankee. Well, I do what I can. I don't do everything I can. I could do more. I mean, I could live in a tar paper shack and ride a bicycle everywhere and give everything else away, but I ain't gonna fucking do that. I like to be comfy. And I like my toys, obviously. So I don't do everything I could do, but I do what I do. I think I do more than most, or we do more than most. We definitely do more than the other big gun channels. They're all about raking it in, not handing it out. And I do have an advantage of being retired and having been fairly good with my money through most of my life, and having worked hard since I was basically 15 years old, and being old and not having to have this as an income. But people like Hickok, he didn't need this as an income. He was doing okay without it. Now he's multimillionaire, and he don't give nothing back. So even people, I guess, who don't need the money still want more money once they have it. Like, do you think like Iraq veteran and him could go back to being a minimum wage slub in a pawn shop? No, he could never do that. Now that he's got a taste of being rich, he wants to stay that way. And I don't blame him. I've been poor and I've been rich, and I'll tell you, rich is better. And then don't listen to these people who say more money, more problems, and rich people are never happy. Bullshit. Rich people are some of the happiest people you ever meet in your fucking life. That's just something poor people tell themselves to feel better about their situation. No, being poor sucks. Now, I can understand someone who's just like, I'm living off the grid and I hunt for my food and I blah, 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 and they do that by choice. Well, that's what they enjoy. But I can tell you, if you're just going to live a normal life, and that money helps a lot. It's a lot easier to live your life stress-free when you know that money's not a problem. Like if I know, if I wreck my car, I've got insurance and I can have a rental car, and I'm not going to freak out if I wreck my car. If I'm driving around in a car that I can't afford full coverage insurance on and I wreck it, now I'm like, how am I going to get to work? My life is miserable now. So money helps a lot. And money may not be able to buy happiness, but it can buy a lot of things that'll make you giddy for quite a bit. So, and those little bursts of giddy is usually enough for me. So if you loaded your Bond Arms roughneck Derringers with 2 silver bullets, the bullets cost more than the gun. Well worth it. Well, about the same as the gun, I'd say. Depends on how much I guess you get them for. They're more expensive now than they used to be. Price of silver and everything, I guess, went up, and they're more of a novelty item. Yeah, but still, you can't put a price on werewolf defense. You can't quantify werewolf defense in nickels and boobs or titties and dimes, whatever it is. You have to judge it by being safe from werewolves, and that's priceless. So it's like, yeah, silver bullet, $120. Killing that werewolf that was coming at you, priceless. Don't tell anyone tonight my dinner was Keebler chocolate chip cookies and milk. My wife just said, fend for yourself. Well, that sounds good to me. I like Keebler chocolate chip cookies. Although I got some out of the box the other night and tried to eat them, and they didn't taste right. They taste funny. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with these ones, but I'm not eating any more of them. They taste funny. They tasted funny. This tastes funny. Make sure I ain't missed anything over here because I ain't looked in a while. No, I think I'm doing fine. Last one was don't oversleep and fuck this up, which I did not understand at all. So most cereal is better from malto meal that you get for the same money. I don't know what you're talking about, but I like cream of wheat, and I like cocoa wheats. I eat cream of wheat, cocoa wheats a lot. I do actually prefer oatmeal, but just because it's easier to make. You just pour the oatmeal in your bowl, fill it with water up to where it's flush with the oatmeal, stick it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes, boom, oatmeal. The cream of wheat and the cocoa wheat, you got to get the water boiling and slowly stir it in or you get clumpy. And I never know exactly how much water to get boiling. I've never measure, so I always have to do it by sight, and I never know if am I going to make a cup of cocoa wheats or 6 cups of cocoa wheats by the time I get enough in there for it to be thick enough. Totally Not a Werewolf donated to the Pets and Vets Fund and said, is handing out alcohol to homeless people on Christmas good or bad? There is a video going around and people seem to have mixed feelings. I don't care. If they drink alcohol, they'll be happy to have that alcohol. If they don't drink alcohol, they'll trade it for cigarettes or something. So I don't see a bad thing about it. I mean, it's not like you're giving them heroin. They're probably not going to die from that little bottle of liquor you give them, pint of liquor or whatever it is. I'm sure they can handle it, most of them. And the way I look at it, when people say to things like, when you give these people dollars on the exit ramp, they spend it on drugs and alcohol. And I'm like, good for them. If I know that dollar that didn't mean much to me at all is going to mean maybe a minute or two of happiness for them in their miserable life, well, then fuck, I'll give them $2. So people don't dissuade me from doing it with that whole they're going to spend it on drugs and alcohol. I'm not a fucking Puritan, prude. I don't give a shit. If it brings them happiness, more power to them. I should read some names of people that have donated. I don't know if I'll get all of them because I don't know if it goes back all the way. And a lot of people just donated. Let me refresh it and I'll try to read some names. Okay, here we go. Michael Isabel, John Wheatman, Jared Levin, Ashley's Side Business. That sounds dirty. Michael Lett, Tim Geary, Ferdinand Flores, Lloyd Fry, Charles Eddy, Michael Fisher, Kevin Forehand, Samuel Navarro, Joseph Roth, Brian Harvey, Carl Dion, Anthony Guidus, Kurt Kellner, Gregory Wood, Gregory Dindy. We got 2 Gregorys donated in a row. What's the likelihood of that? Hold on, my page is refreshing. So I can go back a little farther in the list. It shouldn't be hard to find my part. It was the 2 Gregorys. Jose Gonzalez, Larry Vermeil. I haven't seen that name in a while, but it's a regular one. Ken Kleinhens, Robert Napier, Anthony Browning, Mark Lezenewski, Christian Ramos, Andy King, Eric Garcia, Michael Toth, Fred Drake, Michael Mandrigal. Isn't there a comedian his last name is Mandrigal? Chad Dennis, I think he's pretty funny. He does the Cholo soccer teacher routine, or soccer coach routine. Chad Dennis, Ben Coors, Theodorus Zegstru. I'm telling you, people make these names up. Michael Krendler, Tony Thomas, Michael Williams, Kevin King, Tim Gentry. Oh, I'm back into the other day, I think. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, never mind. Charles Keisterson. That's Chucky Butt Baby. Haven't seen Chucky Butt Baby for a while. Joseph Carr, Dale Allen, Arthur Dunham, Christopher Snyder, Merhad Farishmard, Gary Bowrice, Charles Eddy, William Thu, Ryan McLaughlin. Hold on, I got to refresh for another page. Anthony Hernandez, Steve Heckenset, John Hans, Curtis Cooper, Mike Holly. Still didn't tell me if he's in relation to Bob Holly. Wendell Gilliam, Errol Jennings. Isn't there a Terry Gilliam? Maybe he's related to him. Corey Moon, Michael Teets. Stephen Pierce, Manuel Gonzalez, Robert Rudolph, Herbert Skeens. Isn't there an actor, Ed Skeens? Michael Buckingham, Arturo Galindo, Mike Wallace, Boyd Smith, Matthew Love. Is it the Mike Wallace? Some anonymous, Jonathan Owens, Michael Powell, Thomas Petrolos, Thomas A. Babcock. Now, if I didn't read your name, there's names that have come up as one person yesterday asked me, you didn't read my name. Was my name on there? And I go back and I look and they were gray, which means that they donated anonymously. So if you accidentally click the anonymous button, I won't be reading your name but I will see it but it's gray instead of green, and I don't read the gray names. And I know a lot of people are accidentally clicking the anonymous button. But I still see your name. It's just that it tells me this person donated anonymously. So, but I see your information. Just other people coming to the site don't see your information. Make sure I didn't miss anything over here while I was reading names. I think I might have. Yes, from Bragmo. Southern werewolves are on meth. Which, yeah. Or oxy. I think a lot of them just do oxy. So I don't think I'd worry too much about a werewolf on oxy. They're going to be pretty easy to get away from. Although that's the bad thing, though. In the South, a lot of werewolves are on oxy and meth, which makes them easier to get away from. But so are the fucking people. They're all on oxy and meth, so it really levels the playing board again. So people are stupid. I just don't understand why they put themselves in that situation. But they do. They do. 15 after the hour. In 10 minutes, never enough ammo, guns, and geeks. Well, we'll go till then, and then we will call it a day. We will go till then and call it a day. But yeah, we are over $70,000 in our donation now. And my big checks didn't make it in the mail. They said they tried to deliver them twice. They didn't. They didn't try to deliver them. They didn't even come up our road. So, and they just won't fit in the mailbox. They wouldn't come up the road to deliver them, which I didn't blame them because our road was impassable till I plowed it. But I got to go down and get those maybe tomorrow so that I can do the fake check. I was supposed to meet with Fur Friends today to make the donation, which is why I was, wanting to make sure to, not today, tomorrow to make the donation, which is why I was going to have things cut off by midnight tonight because I was going to be meeting them at like 10 a.m. tomorrow at the gun or 11 a.m. tomorrow at the gun shop to present the check. But they're snowed in, we're snowed in, so we're doing it till Tuesday. Does a werewolf on meth still have teeth? Yes, they lose them all the time, but they grow back. That's the thing about being a werewolf. The meth teeth grow back. You don't get meth mouth. Well, you get it, but it's temporary. That was from Ghost Shadow, who donated to the Pets and Vets Fund. What's up, guys? Smith & Wesson 586 L Comp or Smith & Wesson 627 PC? Ooh, well, depends. Do you want 7 shots? Or do you want 8? Do you want bigger and heavier? Or do you want smaller? One's an N frame. One's an L frame. Which would you rather have? The smaller L frame or the larger N frame? I prefer the 586 L Comp. But I have both. But that, I will say that PC 627 is a chunk. It's a chunk. It shops a chunk. That's a Saturday Night Live reference. 80 Bryant. I think 80 Bryant's just one of the funniest comedians. I think she's hysterical. Her facial expressions and everything. Sketch comedians. I'm not talking like stand-up. Al Madrigal. I think that's the name of that comedian. Al Madrigal. Does that sound right? Yankee Post Office might be closed. It's New Year's Eve. Oh, that's true. It might be closed tomorrow. Might have to wait till Monday to go down and get it. But that's fine. We're meeting on Tuesday now, so I can still wait and go down and get it Monday. The bad thing right now is it got above freezing a little bit, and now it's raining, and then it's dropping back down to freezing again tonight, so everything's going to be fucking iced over tomorrow. Everything's going to be iced over. Got a 6-month chat coming in over here from Manila Small Animals. The internet werewolf and Bigfoot self-proclaimed expert. Well, I'm not an expert on Bigfoot or werewolf. I mean, I just know what I know from my own personal experiences and readings and stuff. I would never call myself an expert. Like I say, there's more that I don't know about both than there is that I know. But I know more than most about both of them. But no, I would never call myself an expert on werewolves or Bigfoots. But I am one of the few that the gen channels that I do think takes the former seriously, to be honest. When was the last time one of the other channels warned you about the dangers of werewolf attack? or tell you, or they'll teach you all this shit about here's how you push your gun and all this really bullshit that don't mean nothing in a self-defense situation. But they never mention to you that at least one of those bullets better be silver, just in case. If you're walking home on a late at night and you don't got a silver bullet in your gun, you might as well just not be fucking armed. And you have your picture taken with Military Arms Channel, so I'm pretty sure that means you are a werewolf. Because I think he plays down the werewolf threat. Some incel expert on YouTube calls himself Dr. K, identifies each of his new callers as potential incel. Now, incel, is that involuntarily celibate, right? Like you trying to get fucking laid, but you can't. But here's the thing. People that are incel, in most cases, they're incel because they have an inflated sense of self. They really believe that they deserve better than they can get. So for all these guys that are incels, I guarantee you, all these guys that are a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, there is a 2 out there that will fuck them, or let them fuck them, I should say. But they don't want to. They think they should have at least a 5 or 6. You ain't getting a 5 or a 6. You're a fucking 3. Live with it. Learn your station. If you want to sleep with 5 or 6s, wash your hair, get a gym membership, read a little, educate yourself, shave, and then maybe you'll get to sleep with 6s. But lounging around Cheeto faced in your mother's basement, tapping out hate speech on the internet all day long, and combing your hair back with chicken grease, yeah, you're probably going to remain celibate. I've been around just being quiet, Chucky Butt Baby said. More guns would have been sold in 2021 than in 2022 if there had not been an ammo shortage all year. There may be fewer guns sold in 22 as ammo remains scarce and expensive. And ammo is going to stay expensive until people stop buying it. I mean, once the market factors start to come down, they're not going to lower the price unless we make them. So we're going to have to make them. Let's see here. Where was I? As I was typing out a response to someone there. I have a fair amount of girls in real life get on well with me, but for dating apps, suck so bad. Dating apps are very much all about two things. There's only 2 positive attributes you can have on dating apps. It isn't being funny. It isn't having a pleasant personality or a kind disposition. It's being hot or rich. Those are if those are one of your strong points, being hot or rich, or in some cases incredibly well endowed. Those are the only parts of your person that you're going to be able to have shine. So I should say 3. It's either your money, your looks, or your appendages. Anything that translates well in photographs or text. Other things not going to matter so much. Someone who can win people over in person, who's charming, who's funny, who's smart, that don't come through on dating apps. What comes through is, look, he drives a Bentley. He looks like Uncle Fester, but he drives a Bentley. Or he, looks like a supermodel. Or he's got 3 legs, something like that, depending on what app you're on, I guess. So we keep getting donations coming in, I see over there. So I should go check, see if we've got any new names to read. Hold on. Last name I read was Michael Isbell. So let's see if there's anything that's, yep, Corey Long, James Richards, Robert McClure, Daniel Bagby, Cristiano Lorenzo. Hold on here. Let me refresh. Make sure I'm getting the right ones. Hold on. Oh, I already read Chucky Butt Baby. It's a spinning. Hold on. Oh, the other two are anonymous, so I don't want to read those. Robert Kennedy, chicken shit. What are they talking about chicken shit? I don't know what they're talking about. A gun range in Kansas City refused to allow a Muslim woman to wear a hijab inside, citing safety concerns. That sounds ridiculous to me. Not me. I think if anytime you come into a business like that has guns, etc., like one of the things they make you do at Sporting Systems when you come in the door, they're like, pull down your mask, look at the camera. Pull down your mask, look at the camera. And I find that to be totally acceptable, to be honest. It's like saying, they don't allow people to wear ski masks into the convenience store. I understand why there's a reason for that. What is the oldest gun in your collection you purchased, bought, and still own? I rolled over my cord. The ones I have actually purchased. That Colt is pretty damn old. That officer's model Colt. Had that for many a year, a few decades, I'd say. But I'd say the oldest one is probably my Colt Python. I bought that many, many years ago, back when it was like $600. So that tells you how long ago I bought it. $600. So it's been a while. What time is it? Has Never Enough Ammo started yet? Oh, he might be started. I need to check. Starting soon. He's not live yet. Starting soon. Ski masks or balaclava. I've never used a dating app. I would be scared to, but the last time I was single was 20 years ago. Yeah, it's me too. I've never been single during the dating app craze. I kind of wish I was, but then I'm like, how many times could I handle chlamydia before it became an issue? I mean, but I know how to play safe. I was wild and crazy during the prime AIDS years and everything. So everybody wore condoms, and even dental dams and things like that were a thing. For those who don't know what a dental dam is, basically a piece of plastic you throw all over a coochie, so you don't get what she got. Patrice O'Neill does a very, very funny routine on that subject, just so you know. Where am I at? My son flushed the toilet upstairs. Where's that the air conditioner making noise? I don't know which one. Well, heater making noise. Oh, I need to make him go upstairs and make sure the compressor is not buried. Do you think the Taurus 692 is a direct competitor for the 686 Plus, trying to cross shop the two? Well, I mean, they're different manufacturers and they both have their different strengths. The 686 is a little better gun, but the Taurus is definitely a very acceptable alternative. It's kind of like if you're looking at, I'd kind of like a Subaru WRX, but I think I'll buy the Golf GTI instead. Very acceptable alternative. Or comparing the STI and the Golf R. Never Enough Ammo is live, everybody. I'm going to pin up the link at the very top. There you go. Before I go, I want to thank everyone who's made the Fur Friends Animal Fundraiser the most successful one ever. And I look forward to giving away the final Glock tomorrow. Other than that, I just want to thank everybody for coming today. I do appreciate it. We got quite a good crowd here tonight. about the size I like. I like that about 250 to 300 people size. When it gets more than that, like when it got to 700 every day, it's just too much. But thanks everyone for coming. I do appreciate it. I will see you all again tomorrow. What is tomorrow? I have no clue what today is. What is today? Today is Thursday. I was like, Never Enough Ammo starting. Is this Tuesday? But it's Thursday. See, I don't know what fucking day it is. Yeah, I'm retired. I'm a hermit. I'm a retired old hermit. And I don't know what days things are on TV because I watch them on DVR or the internet. So I don't have a fucking clue. I don't know what day it is. I don't even know when the last time I changed my underwear was. Well, actually, I do. I changed them today because they got wet while I was plowing. Not wet for the reason they usually get wet for people my age, wet from plowing. But I'm rambling, so it's time to go. So thanks everyone for coming. I do appreciate it. Until I see you again, remember to always carry and stay safe. So I didn't throw the until I see you again on the end there because I accidentally said it at the beginning. I can improv.